Hey guys, welcome back to my living room, and I'm keeping it as honest and real as I want this channel to be. I'm sat on garden furniture and I have no idea why. My wife got a bargain deal on one of her clients who said she was getting rid of it, and it's now in my living room. And behind you there's a double settee and the camera is now resting on a glass coffee table. And as I am a man of the 21st century, you'll see my laundry drying for the family. That's about as honest as I can make it. So anyway guys, thought about doing this video just now as I was sitting down to do some planning for my routes, and I realised I've not done anything on navigation other than the odd comment that I might have made in some of my videos. Good position to look out the window here, just spying on my neighbours as I'm on a 4-day working week. Everybody else is at work. Okay, so what I have going as I sit down to do some planning is, first and foremost, a cup of freshly ground coffee, and today I've just started my session of intermittent fasting, and if you know what that is, I'm going to be starving myself until basically 6 o'clock tonight, leaving me with one only pleasure during the day, which is black coffee. So this brings me to this. I've got my maps, I've got my tablet. I'm currently using the iPad Pro 12 for any of you guys tech savvy. As you can see, I've got my Ordnance Survey app, which you can get for the tablet and obviously for your mobile phone as well. And that's what I'll be doing to plan my routes. Now, I've said before in previous videos that it's now sort of on the door of February, and it means I can't really do the routes that I wanted to do. So like I've got the Yorkshire Three Peaks that I'd like to do again. I have 3 parts to that map, I think, or 4, and it's 24 miles. There just isn't enough daylight time for me personally, I don't know about you guys, to get that done. So I need to kind of break down some more routes, not the Yorkshire Three Peaks, because I do want to do that in summer again. I think I've done it twice now. So I want to kind of take the Bowland Fell walks that I've been doing, because I'm trying to cover the entire of the Bowland Fells. But where I've got this one, for example, which is Catlow Fell, 15 miles, I'm going to have to break that down to maybe half that of 7. And in my previous videos before the gear reviews, you'll notice that I did one of the Bowland Fells in 7 miles. And it did take most of the day. I think I only finished at 2. And at the moment, it's kind of going dark about 4:30, 5. I don't have a problem walking in the dark. I've got my head torch. It's not something I haven't done before. It's just not enjoyable for this kind of trail. If I'm on the fells, it's kind of dodgy, and I don't particularly want to be up there in the dark or trying to get back to the car in the dark. So it makes sense to just shrink the mileage down and maybe do something a bit more challenging physically, sort of climbing elevation. So just to take you through very quickly, I don't want to ramble on for too long. Save that for the hour-long videos. I start with the tablet, and obviously you can get a cheap pen, you don't have to have an Apple pen, and I begin by using this to create a route, and I can zoom in like that. So if you've not used the app before, this is just a quick demo. I'm not going to do anything amazing. I go create route, I go walk, hike, there, create route, walk or hike, and then I just go to wherever I plan, generally starting my walk. And I'm looking for places when I start planning where I can easily park the car. I really don't want to be looking for a parking space which then chews your walking time up. So for example, nice and easy here, I've got a main road, I've got the little pub icon. And if you're in a different country, I apologise, I can only speak about the UK and the great quality of maps we have here. I don't know what you guys are doing. But I've got a pub icon. Pubs generally have a car park, or at least are in an area where I can get to a car park. So I might start my route there. But I also have a P, which is a designated car park area, which I expect I'll have to pay for. I don't mind paying for it, of course, but I could start my trail there. But when I'm ready to start, I'm just going to start pressing. And I literally tap along the route that I want to take. And you can see, maybe you can't see it, but it's just joining all the dots up to create a route. And down here at the bottom, it's giving me elevation, distance, and my time, or estimated walking time. Doesn't really make much use to me because we're filming my videos. It takes longer. So a normal walking pace is around 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. On average, if I'm filming, it drops to 2 miles an hour, I can estimate. And that is it. I'll follow my route. I'll go all the way around, keeping an eye on the distance that I want to achieve. I can modify it by dragging these dots and moving them around. And while I'm looking at the map, I'm looking for green lines. I'm looking for these dotted lines that tell me there's a public footpath or a national trail. And I'm looking for features that I want to take in. So here at Rivington, this is in Lancashire, a lot of you guys will know it. Rivington and Anglesark is sort of the same area, roughly. You have this castle here, which is a Liverpool Castle Folly, which was built there. So I could follow my dots all the way to there and plot my route out. I'm not going to go into any detail about this more than that, but that's generally how I'm going to build my routes. And I start picking my area based on perhaps something I've seen on Instagram, or it's an area I'm trying to cover. So for the moorland area here, this is Winter Hill, which is near Rivington. And you can see there's trails already marked up there to Rivington, and there's the big tower. But I might want to cover all this moorland, so I would plan my walk to take that in. So come up one direction, and I try to avoid turning around and coming back, simply for mental health reasons. I find it very difficult psychologically to turn around and go back the way I've come and still enjoy the walk. I kind of want the whole walk to be, if it's a day hike, a circular route where I take in all new trail. So I don't particularly enjoy turning around and just looping back to the car. You guys might be different. You do whatever you want to do. So I would walk up to that feature and walk off it in a different direction and make a circular route up. And for some reason, I always go clockwise. I never go anti-clockwise, or rarely do. Don't know why that is, just a habit. So I'm always looking my start point, my feature that I'm aiming to hit, and then to walk off. The only areas I try and avoid are open farmland. Even though I might have public access or public right of way through farmland, it can be tedious and it can be annoying, especially if the farmer really doesn't like walkers coming through his area. Legally, he has to allow us through, but he can still make your life very difficult. I do try and avoid it, and at times I will go onto a minor road just to avoid this farmland. Not always possible. And that's it. I will then save that onto the app, and I'll go on my online list of maps. That's why I always say I can make these routes and maps available to you guys if you ever ask for them. And they're just shared online. I can just, at the moment they're private, I can change it to share online if I need to, and give you the link for that. And that's pretty much it for day hiking. If I'm doing a multi-day hike, so say for example the Yomp, which is a 40 odd mileage walk, I'll have multiple sheets of this, and I will, even though it might be a marked or signed path national trail like Hadrian's Wall or something like that, I'm still going to have a map of some sort. Now, usually on a major national trail, there'll be a Cicerone book you can get off Amazon, and all the maps will be in there. But even then, I'm still inclined to physically plot this out on the tablet and then print them. So once I've got that saved, I go to the printer, which I have upstairs, obviously, and I'll just print out my page. It's quite tricky to use the app. You do have to go onto an actual internet provider rather than the app. The printing in the app isn't possible. You have to log on. The only downside to the OS maps. And then I need to make sure that I'm in 1:25 scale, which is the one I prefer to use, and that I'm getting the most out of an A4 piece of paper. So I'll zoom in, get as much of this red line trail in that I've marked, and then double side it before putting it in a laminator. Laminating is the way forward, guys. I don't care what maps you use, stick them in a laminator. I think they're like 20 quid on Amazon. They're nothing, the pennies. Get one. It makes them 100% waterproof. I've had these absolutely drenched before now. Not a problem. Before I laminate it, I'll put all my markings on. So my little triangle tells me where I'm parking, the start and end of a day hike. And then little chevrons showing me the direction of the walk I'm taking as it goes all the way around. So that's it. So these I carry in my pack. If I've got multi-day hikes, I will carry the one that I'm using in my pouch on my hip, or it'll be in my front pocket of my pants. The rest will be bundled up, put into a Ziploc bag, and they'll be kept available in my pack. That's it. That's as much as I'm going to say, and there's a reason for that. So you guys know that when I'm out on the trail, although I'm navigating using good old Apple iPhone, I do have a good contract with them. I download the route to this and then I navigate using this. I also use the app to download that area of map just in case I lose signal. This always works on GPS, so I'll always get my location. But of course, we don't rely entirely on that. That's why we carry the paper one. I'll visually refer to this to just check where I'm going. I don't use the facility on the app that actually tracks my progress on the trail because it burns my battery. I just have the little locator thing, like playing a video game. It'll just show me where I am on an OS map without tracking my progress. And then I'll just use the two to navigate through my trail, following my red line, and use my phone to double check what I'm doing. That being said, all that put to one side. The reason I've come to do it like this is simply because this is so much easier. Having the mobile phone, definitely knowing where I am at all times is easier. And the technology has come so far now that we can put some trust into it. And I use that very carefully. Some trust. I do not recommend anyone to go out using simply the mobile phone to navigate. I do not endorse that whatsoever. And I want you to take it seriously as well. You must always, I would say always, go out with some form of paper map. Even if you're just carrying the OS map. You know, the ones that you can get from Amazon and the massive. If that's your thing and you just don't want to, you know, do the minimum, then at least have that. And I do solidly recommend you do at least 1 day navigational training course. And I recommend Mark Reed at Team Hill Walking Skills. Link will be in the description box below. Click on that link. If you're in the UK, just do the travel. He operates mainly in Yorkshire, but I know he does go around the country doing other trails. You can do his navigational course. I think he has a 1 day, a 3 day, an advanced navigational course. I've done it with Tim. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Mark Reed is an absolute top bloke. Loves the outdoors, loves the Yorkshire Dales, which is his home. And I really recommend it. Very affordable. Just 1 day was enough really to give me confidence on the hills. But I do recommend maybe taking it further if you're into navigation. Doing the 3 days, getting the awards. Really, he does even night navigation and hill navigation. So it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. I do keep meaning to go back and do a sort of refresher for myself. That course will then show you what all this means. All these symbols and things that are very handy. Because these are literally works of art. You can know all these symbols, know how to measure your contours, how to understand them, how to understand elevation. All this kind of brilliant stuff that you probably wouldn't normally think of. And it'll also show you how to use a compass, which I always carry. I've got a silver compass, which was a gift, which is good quality. Please buy a good quality compass. The silver, you know, it's the price of a takeaway. Just go hungry one day. In that bag I'm holding up, this is something I always carry. I've got a little notepad and cheat cards, which are laminated pieces off the map. So if you remember an OS map, the legend down the side with all the symbols and markings on, I do have them printed out and laminated for reference purposes. So I'm happy that if my phone fails, I can at least navigate my way back to the car using the knowledge I've got from the course, my compass and my hard copy paper map. And there we go. I don't offer any tips as far as actual navigation, apart from anything I might say in passing while I'm on the trail to you guys. I don't want you to see me as an expert at all. Part of this channel is open honesty. That's why my laundry's still there. I didn't build a set for you guys to think I'm something I'm not. I'm literally just a normal guy, likes hiking, likes walking, just sharing his trail and his trips with you. I can only point you in the direction of the professionals such as Mark Reed at Team Hill Walking Skills. Get yourself a proper training course and learn that real craft of navigation and be safe out on the hills. For me, I don't ask that you don't copy anything I do. Take it all with a pinch of salt. If I've inspired you or at least given you an idea of what to do or what to go forward, brilliant, go for it. But I am no expert on this. I don't want anyone to get into danger on the hills, lose themselves because of something I said. There's my disclaimer. There you go. Please don't sue me. Go see a professional, get a training course, get the gear. Navigating on a tablet, creating the maps on a tablet is really easy. You can do it on a laptop. You can do it on your phone if you need to, but my fingers are a bit fat. So I like using this pen and tablet method. Printer is cost effective. Getting a laminator, I do recommend. This is all affordable stuff, so it's well within your budget. If you're going to spend a fortune on boots and gear, you can at least spend it on an important thing like navigation. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling, as usual. So, let me leave you with that. And I guess I will see you next time, back on the trail.